All them say them catch Buju Banton with the white lady. I wonder if for this them did I talk about. Good Lord.
Free Buju Banton, don't it? And we say free Buju Banton and check it. By the end of this year, Buju Banton will be free, right? So after a whole decade in a prison, the Gargamel will be walking out soon. But guess what? Drug dealer in Buju Banton case arrested again. So while Buju walking out, some people will be walking back in. The story is very interesting, but make we take a look at this story from a couple of different angles. Check it out. One of the men who pled guilty to drug trafficking charges in the case that involved Buju Banton has again been arrested. You would have think that some man will give up some things, but I guess that cash is so alluring. Ian Thomas, 51 years old.
Alright, so if you search out there, you won't really find too many pictures of Ian Thomas, but this is Ian Thomas right here. I want y'all to take a good look at that face. If you ever see him anywhere, don't get involved in any business with him. I'm not saying I'm exposing an FBI informant or some drug DEA informant, but this is exactly what I think personally that Ian Thomas is. Him are the one we're bringing the, no pun intended, big fish for less time in order to finance his high-priced lifestyle. I saw the thing go.
Was arrested in Florida on February 16th on 3 charges, including money laundering, unlawful use of communication device, and also possession. Thomas, who Buju said he knew since he was 19 years old, was arrested in 2009 along with Buju Banton and another co-accused, James Mack. Thomas and Mack pled guilty to drug trafficking charges and were given light sentences. So was it the fact that Buju Banton did not plead guilty why he was given such a hefty sentence? Because them man that did their time and come out already, you know? Or were these men secret operatives and them catch the big, I'm not gonna say fish, big people attack. Them catch the big fish for them did I look for, right? Alright, check it. They were released in August of 2013. Damn, 5 years ago. Buju, on the other hand, claimed his innocence, went to trial, didn't beat trial, and was convicted. But with Thomas' arrest, and let's not forget that they both testified against Buju Banton also to seal up that case. Somebody will know from him at 19, you know. Alright. Buju, on the other hand, claimed his innocence, went to court, didn't beat the case, and got his prison time. But with Thomas' arrest, less than 5 years after his release, Buju's defense support team feels it is vindication for Buju Banton, whose real name we all know as Mark Myrie, who has also maintained his innocence this whole time.
Everybody knows that the system is against the Rasta youth, you know. Even Rihanna knows that they might fight against Buju righteousness.
Not credible. This arrest shows that he, Mr. Thomas, was not credible. And he have always had an issue with that from the get-go. Here it is that he turned against Buju Banton, and this me I talk about. He was known as a credible witness in the conviction of Buju Banton, right? And here he is again, 5 years after his release, rearrested and recharged for the same issues. And Buju's lawyer said in the case back then that this guy's not a credible witness. You can't use him on the stand. But the judge permitted it, and they used them, and them seal up a case against Buju, right? Here he is. Here it is. He turned against Buju Banton, entered a plea bargain, got reduced sentence, and almost immediately after, on his own, he's found with drugs and arrested again, a member of the committee said. They were the ones caught in the warehouse in 2009. Mark Myrie, Buju Banton was not there. Buju was arrested at his home. It's clear at this point who was the drug dealer. Let me say that again. They were the ones, them two there, that got the shorter sentence. They were the ones that were caught at the warehouse in 2009. The media had us believe that Buju Banton was seen in the warehouse and they have videotapes of him sniffing the cocaine and all these other things. I don't know. Me never seen no video like that. Did you ever see any video like that?
Nope. That was the impression that they were giving.
That was the impression that the media gave us.
Yep.
Right, and it stuck. Because even I have done a video, but my video was based on this. See, Buju Banton, right before Buju left, remember they held him, then them let him out, and he did that last show at Buju Banton and Friends in Bicentennial Park at the home of Best of the Best, right? And all these big stars came out and supported him, and that was shortly after he was sentenced, right? It was like, okay, I'm guilty, I got found guilty, no, I'm going away, one more performance. It was very telling to me. Buju came out and said him have 19 picnic and you have to provide for your youth them, and he was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That's what Buju said, right? Now the whole thing about him being caught in the warehouse snorting the cocaine, that's what the media let out, and many have believed this to be true. Here they're saying that these two guys were the ones that turned against Buju Banton. One of them he had known since he was 19 years old. And they were the ones that were caught in the warehouse. Buju wasn't there. Talk them talk, and Buju go get picked up at his house. Feds come knock him door and draw him out of his house. Buju was found guilty of cocaine-related charges 7 years ago. Again, they would have had you believe that Buju Banton was found guilty of what? Cocaine possession. He was found guilty of cocaine-related charges. In audio recordings played in court, Buju was heard thanking Colombian drug baron turned United States informant Alexander Johnson for opportunity to make some money. You have given me the opportunity to make myself again, Buju Banton said to Johnson. You have given me the opportunity to make myself again. The conversation took place while Johnson and Buju were in a vehicle driving to the police undercover warehouse where cocaine was hidden. Driving to the undercover police warehouse, you know. Buju said, you have given me an opportunity to make myself again. You never say, you give me an opportunity to make some drugs money and I really like it and I thank you for it or nothing like that. The people have used them. Hey, it's a sticky situation. Either way, Gargamel come home soon. Watch this. You have given me the opportunity to make myself again. Buju said to Johnson. The conversation took place while they were heading to the warehouse. Johnson claimed that Buju introduced him to Thomas earlier that day as the man who was involved in the drug trade and could locate people who were willing to buy the stuff off of him. So that is where Buju came in. They're saying that he was the link in the chain. So you have a drug dealer here that had the drugs, right, or knew where to get it from. And then you have Buju Banton, a high-profile person who had the link. Yeah, man, I know a big drugs dealer, man. I'm a brethren from me. I'm 19 years old. Yeah? And them, man, they're solid, safe. So I'm going to link the two of them together, yeah? And you can do some business. Just give me a cutout of the thing. And that is what, that right there is where Buju was caught, in that middle right there. Anyway, here's my thing before I close this video. Let me close this video by saying this. You gotta be careful who you know. You see how long Buju know this man? Friend of mine, 19 years old. And Buju was almost 40 years old when he get arrested. Right? So, you do the maths to this. Not all your friends are genuine. And sometimes when you see people that make some moves, you stay far from them. Either way, I'm sure Buju learned his lesson and I can't wait for him to come out because I know 10 years behind bars and his kind of meditation, I can't imagine the fire music and the live performances them that are going to come. Jacure did 10 years and come out and look upon Jacure. Jacure now go to places that most of us can't even afford to go. You know what I'm saying? He's a regular in Dubai. And not just a regular in Dubai on the poor side of Dubai. He's a regular in Dubai amongst the sheiks and priests and princes and kings. Right? I speak some language or we not even understand and I live a good life. So big up to Jack Cure, him go through the fire and him rise again like the phoenix. Same thing will happen for Buju Banton. I predict it, everybody else has predicted it, and it will be so. The thing about this though is, them two friends there, don't trust your friend them like that. They're informants. They work for law enforcement entity. And what they do is, they draw in who forget draw in. Right now that youth get catch again, I bet there's some big name behind this. And you will see this guy plead guilty again and walk out again. It's a regular thing them do. But, to make sure say, people on the other side and bust off him head, they have to print these stories in the paper. He was found guilty, he's going to do his prison time, and plead, and we give him this and that and the other. That's just how the thing works, and it's a revolving door. Free Buju Banton, and we look forward to him being home again soon. Right? SouFLoTV, man, I'm up out of here. Leave your comment in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.
Till I'm laid to rest, yes, always be depressed. There's no life in the West.